Hello, this is Dr. Chris Welsh, board-certified OB/GYN with Women's Health Media. I'd like to talk with you today about travel in pregnancy. Remember, this video is for informational purposes only and is not personal medical advice. It's just a starting point so you can discuss with your healthcare provider your particular conditions and concerns, and they can give you the best guidance for your specific circumstances. So you're pregnant and you want to travel. Here's some basic travel recommendations. Number one, always wear a seatbelt. Keep this low across your hips, below your pregnant belly. Remember also that a pregnant woman is what's called hypercoagulable or prone to blood clots. A way to decrease this risk is to pump your feet up and down 10 times an hour, get up and walk every few hours, and drink lots of fluids. Some people also find maternity support hose helpful. Now, different modes of travel will have different limitations. For example, cruise lines have a hard stop at 24 weeks. You're not allowed to cruise if you'll enter the 24th week of pregnancy at any time during your cruise. River cruises may not have these same policies, so always check. For air travel, it's different as well. Most airlines use a cutoff of 36 weeks, but for some international travel, it may be bumped back to 28 weeks. Screening machines at the airport are sometimes of concern, but they use too low a level of radiation to affect you or your baby, according to the TSA, the Transportation Security Administration. People also ask about radiation exposure during flight, and this is also considered to be lower than what is a concerning threshold, unless you're an airline employee, like a pilot or a flight attendant, or a frequent flyer. If this is the case, there's a calculator at fda.gov that can help to quantify exactly how much radiation exposure you may have in pregnancy. How about auto travel, like car or train or bus? This can be done later in pregnancy, but always talk with your healthcare provider. So let's talk about some regional areas to avoid. I'm sure you've heard of the Zika virus, and you can check the website cdc.gov for current areas of risk. Africa may not be the best idea due to malaria risks to mother and baby, and limitations on malaria medications when pregnant. Travel to developing countries may also put you at risk for being exposed to contaminated food or water, so take precautions in these circumstances, and also show some concern about areas that would have substandard medical care available should you need it, and remember to be careful about traveling to high altitudes. There are certain health conditions that may affect your ability to travel. For example, if you have signs of miscarriage such as cramping or bleeding, if you're under observation for preterm labor, if you have preeclampsia, a blood pressure disorder of pregnancy, or if you've broken your water early, something called premature rupture of membranes. Multiple gestation, like twins or triplets, puts additional cautions for travel, or other pregnancy-related or chronic medical conditions. This is only a partial list, so be sure to discuss any travel with your doctor or midwife before going on your trip. Here's some final advice. If you're on a trip and you have a pregnancy-related concern, don't travel back home. Call your doctor and talk to him or her, and they will tell you whether it's safe to come back home or whether you should receive pregnancy care where you're at. Take a copy of your prenatal record so any other healthcare providers have that information if you need care. Also, a list of emergency contacts would be helpful, and make sure you have an adequate supply of any pregnancy-approved medication packed in your carry-on. So this concludes a brief segment on travel and pregnancy. Thanks so much for watching, and enjoy your trip.